We'll do one, just we can explain for the type of testing for today. We'll discuss or tomorrow we'll discuss.
Actually, anyways, recording session is there, no?
Yeah.
Already 2 days we haven't.
Yes.
Kiran,
So we have,
Kiran, from
Yes.
like next week, like you can take some kind of interview, no?
Yeah, we'll take.
If any possible.
Yeah,
Like, we can upload it in YouTube also. Like,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, different types of testings we can do. So as a performance testing point of view, so we can do for the different kinds of testing. So what are that means? One is for the baseline test, and second one is for the load test, peak load test, and third one is the spike test, and fourth one is the stress test, and the final one will be like soak test. We can call it as an endurance test. So maximum all companies will be do for these 4 testings. So that is depends on the your requirement. We have one more test also will be there. That is depends on the companies only it will do. Volume testing also. Okay. Volume test. So going to the what is the baseline test? Nothing but so as a performance testing point of view, first thing in our application, what is the baseline? Like nothing but before going to the peak load test. So we need to test with the some 1x load. For example, as a user load will be 30 users. Okay. So this is the 1x load. We can call it as a 1x load. Okay. So 1x load is as a baseline 30. So then you want to do for the peak load means you can do for the 1x into 3 equal to 3x load you can do. Means total is 1x is the 30, 3x is equal to how much? 90, right? So means we can do for the peak load that. So based on for the like baselines. So we need to take from the non-functional requirement point of view. So what is the our baseline of the our load? We need to ask for them and we need to get those details. So once you know that one, you can execute with the first thing baseline test 30 users. Because why you are testing with the 1x load means just 30 user baseline test only. Test is when to going good or not. We are getting any issues, any errors, and assume to the we are meeting our SLA or not. You are checking for the just baseline point of view. Because baseline also is not good. If you go for the peak load, it's no use because baseline is a very less load. It's a 1x load only 30 users. 30 user load only you are getting for the response time will be high. So then no need to go to the peak load because you need to resolve what are the issues, what are the things you are observed, right? That will be you can resolve here. Once you can resolve this, you are getting for the baseline will be your meeting SLA, then you can go to the peak load test. So peak load test nothing but it is a like application behavior like 100% of the load of the application. So that is the 3x load and stress test nothing but we can find the like where is the breaking point of the our application. So it is you are increasing the load. First will be 1x load. Next will be 2x load. So you can understand, right? 1x, 2x, nothing but it's a load I am telling. Just it is a average I given as a 30 users is a 1x. 2x means 60 users, 90 users, 120 users. and after that 150 users, 170 user. You observe that when you are is a 170 user time, you are observe that your application will be crashing. You are getting from the 500 errors. Then your application will not support for the 170 users. So this is my breaking point of my application. You need to inform to the team. So that's it, the stress test. Spike test nothing but we can do for the as a spike test abnormal condition, like it's a wave pattern we can do. So like you can do for the 1x load and again do for the 3x load, again come to the 1x, means abnormal condition. Like first you are executing 1x load and after that 3x load, again you are decreasing the load for the 1x, again 3x, means nothing but average 1x time how the application behave. After it increase the load as a 3x, how the application is going, as a behavior of the application you are testing. That is the spike test. So going to the soak test. Soak test nothing but, so this baseline test, peak load, spike test, all testings we can do for the 1 hour duration only. Up to stress test we can do for the 1 hour duration only. But going to the soak test we can do for the 18 to 24 hours. It will do for the based on for the application capability. Some application it will do for the 8 hours only. Okay. So based on for the application and compatibility, we need to do for the this many hours. Because why we are doing for this much of things means, why we are doing means, so while during the long duration time, your application how compatibility is going, it's a availability you are checking. And assume to the if is there any memory leakage happening for the during the test, you should monitor for the 8 hours. In the 8 hours point of view, CPU memory is crossing more than that or not. You are getting for the any memory leakage happening, any garbage collection is happening. So these all things we can monitor in the soak test. So volume test nothing but we can do for the use load. So as a batch testing, we can call it as a batch test. So in the one batch only they are giving for the 1 lakh users. So you are executing with the 1 lakh users. So that kind of things. So already I told, right, banking applications. Okay. So this kind of things you will do for the as a batch testing, use number of load, like you can do for the how much you want, you can do. So that we can do as a volume testing. So volume testing, nothing but we can do for the like different applications, banking, insurance, healthcare domains. So based on for the your volume, if it is a more, then we can do for the peak load. These things will be so as a front end application that is not good. So that is why what you can do is as a developer, they will develop as a one batch. They will written some code. In that code, we need to use that code and just we can create one script and we can upload for the in controller and we can execute for the multiple user point of view as a volume test. So these all testings we can do for the as per our company norms. So some companies will not do for the baseline. Directly they will go to the peak load and stress and endurance only it will do. Some companies will do for the up to 5 testings also do. Baseline, peak load, spike, stress, soak also can do. So the difference is will be everything will be same only. But how we can do that means, so for example, you have the already I told, right? Just we'll go to the one Excel. So now you are doing for the different kind of testing. How to we can do for the load, this all things I will explain for that. So for going to the like scenarios, we can call it as a scenarios. Okay. And after that, So scenarios we have the like example web tour flight booking is one scenario, and next scenario will be web tour cancel ticket cancel one scenario. Okay, and next scenario will be some pet store. Order pet. And so like this you have the scenarios assume. For this kind of application, you want to do for the load test. So before going to that, right, some companies will directly give for the number of user load. Number of user load, they are given as a, okay, user load. For this application, they are given 30, and this application, they are given as a 50. Okay, not 50, 20, assume just this application they are given 50. So this is the peak load. They are given as a peak load. Okay, so this is the peak load. So you want to do for the like next testing what? After that you can do for the peak load is completed. You can do for the spike testing. Means we can do for the spike test load. And stress test you can spike test nothing but spike test. So how to we can do means, so is equal to 30, okay, into we are giving for the three times of the this test. So we are giving for 3 times of this test. Otherwise we can do one thing. What is that? B2, right? B2, okay, into 319. So you can drag this. So this is the load for the spike test. So how I am doing? So peak load test into 3, and you are doing for the stress test. So means number of users count how we are doing. I am explaining stress. So stress test we can do with the same is equal to B2 into 6 times. Means we can do for the stress because we need to put for the some stress to the application, and soak test nothing but same as a peak load like 30, 20 and 50. So now load will be ready. So these scenarios we can design the scenario in the controller. So these all things where we can see in the workload model, you need to prepare these all things. So after this preparation, everything is completed. Now, what is the your approach? You can design the scenario. Like you can go to the controller, and this flight booking scenario you can do for the, maybe you are designing for the load test, you can 30 user. This one web tour. Pest store you can 50. So based on for the schedule based scenario, schedule by group. Schedule by scenario nothing but all scripts be like a one scenario, but this is the user load will be different, right? So that is why what we can do, schedule by group only we can take, and you can design for the 30, 20, 50 users. Okay, and same way you can design for the number of users, and you can do for the different kinds of testing. So each test we can do for the our way, different kind of testings, and we need to observe for the same thing. Like this testing we can do for the, so if you, already I told, right, ramp up ramp down not more than 2 minutes. So you can design part yourself, you can design that way. Every user will be 10 you can take, or 5 or 2, and 10 seconds you want, or 5 seconds you want. More than 2 minutes don't cross. So that things you can keep in your mind. You can design these all things, and you can do for the one scenario one, because you can design one scenario, that is a load test, one scenario spike test, one will be stress soak test. So these all scenarios you can design and you can do for the testing. So just will open the controller.
At last, again, why did you take soak test 30, 20, 50 only?
Yeah, because we need to execute only peak load only, because you are executing for the long hours. So don't more than peak load. If you take more than that, right, what will happen means your application capability is not there, because you are executing for the 18 to 24 hours.
So
Maybe,
at the time, we will keep many iterations or what?
yes, you will get for the many iterations. So that is why this load only it is enough. If you keep this load, you can get more, right?
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah. Okay. So always we keep the peak load test only to the soak test.
Yes, yes. So will be peak load value only we need to give.
Okay. So it means, I mean, so peak load test we are giving for only 1 hour. Here, so entire 18 to 24 hours or 8 hours, it will execute continuously only.
Yes, it will execute for the continuously.
Okay. And how do we know these many iterations will we have to keep?
You are not keeping iterations, right? By user load you are keeping, right? So based on for the 1 hour duration, it will execute for the based on for the you are given for
Okay,
the
okay. Time
like
base it is
pacing
taking,
based
right?
on the count, it will execute.
Okay, okay. How much time if we keep that much time it will continuously
Yes,
execute.
continue it will execute.
Okay. For the soak test, we'll keep the 18 to 24 hours, then continuously it will execute.
Yes.
Okay. So we will not be available at the night times, right? So
Yes,
how
yes.
can
Maximum soak test we can run with the night hours. So just we can once like design is completed, right? You can like monitor for the script to 1 hour, because it's within the 1 hour you are getting any errors or not, you need to identify, because within the 1 hour only you are getting for the many errors, your test is invalid. So no need to
Okay.
execute for the 8 hours, more than 8 hour, 18 to 24 hours, whatever may be. Okay. So that is why
Okay.
first to 1 hour you can monitor. So first 1 hour you are not seeing any issues, any errors, then test will be automatically it will execute for the 8 hours. No need to monitor for the 8 hours or 18 to 24 hours also, because that time will be we can that is why maximum we can prefer for the soak test is the night hour times.
Okay.
So just morning, right? When you are kind like coming to went for the office, right? Before coming to the home, you can start that test and it will trigger. Then morning you will get for the results.
Mhm.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think I take for some days. Sorry.
And that's scenario, schedule by scenario, we do use when it is the same application scenarios only. Then only we will
No,
use
not
that.
the same application. Don't think that way. So if
Uh-huh.
the user load will be every scenario will be same. For example,
Okay.
pest store, this web tour will be there. You are executing with the 50 users only.
Okay.
Then no need to select schedule by group, because one scenario is enough, right?
Mhm. Instead of giving 50-50, we will give the
Yes.
100, it will share 50-50.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So now, for example, we'll take for the 3 scenarios. This script is not there. If it is a red, it is indicating means the script is not available in the system. This is also there. Okay. Now, so you are designing the scenario. Load test, right? If you are designing for the each script different means you can select as a schedule by group. Then you can design the scenario, each script you are design. Now, for example, you can go to the Excel sheet. assume these three only we are doing, right? First flight booking, assume that will be, we want to execute with the 30 users. So start users, you need to give for the 30 users. Before you are giving for the 30 users, you need to give for the ramp up also. How many users you want to give? Like every 5 users I'm giving, otherwise every 6 users I'm giving for the 10 seconds. So total will be 5 into 10, 50 seconds your ramp up will be complete. See, you can observe. So total will be 40 seconds. Your 30 users will be ramp up. And duration, you can give for the duration 1 hour. So just I am not executing. So here just real time, if you do for the load test means we can design like this. So 1 hour you are given. And stop users also, you are giving for the same means 6 users every 10 second is a ramp down. So now you are design the scenario like this. So one scenario is completed. So next, based on you can come here again, you can design this scenario, start users. So based on for the workload model, right? You know for that 20 users, if you give for the 20 users. So ramp up, I'm giving for the every 5 users will be 10 seconds. Means at a time 5 users will be 10, every 10 times it will repeat, and again this is also execute for the 1 hour. So sorry, I think I'm not given 1 hour last time also. This is the 1 hour minutes only this. So then stop condition also you can give for the same ramp up every 5 users and 10 seconds ramp up. Click on okay. So now this is also design is completed. This one you can change times. I think duration I given minutes. Yeah, 01. So now two scenarios your design is completed. Next scenario you can design with the how many 30 50 users. So start users you are giving for the 50, and here you are giving for the condition. Okay, every 10 users will be, I give as a 5 seconds ramp up I give it, because 5 into 10, 5 into 15, 75 seconds. Okay, that is fine. And duration I am giving for the 1 hour duration, because we are designing for the load test. And start users also I'm giving for the every 10 users, and 0.5 seconds is a ramp down. So now 3 scenarios completed. So now after that you can start the test. So this is the way you can do for the this kind of testing for the load test. Stress test also you can design for the like this only. Stress. So also we can do, this is the way only we can design the test. And after that, once this completed, right? Assume to one more thing I forget to told. So each script will be, you need to give for the like runtime settings, also very important. So you can go here, we have the runtime settings will be there, and load generators also will be there. And you can observe this all options also I am not explained, right? So we'll explain tomorrow now, right? See, this is the runtime setting. So each script, because you are selected as a should be a group, right? So each script will be, you need to give for the this runtime settings also. Run logic, nothing but number of iteration. We are giving only one. And pacing. So already I told, right? Pacing, we have the 3 types will be there. Start new iteration as soon as previous iteration end. Nothing but no